The call came while I was standing inside my own house, listening to someone else decide who I was allowed to be. "If you want to join Thanksgiving," my daughter-in-law said, her voice sharp, bored, already superior. "Come early. We'll need help in the kitchen. Dishes mostly." The sink behind me dripped. Slow, persistent. I looked at my hands. Scarred, thick, the hands of a man who had lifted cities into place and never been thanked by them. "I understand," I said. She laughed. Not cruel, worse, casual. After the call ended, my phone stayed silent for exactly 12 seconds. Then it began to vibrate. One notification, then another, then dozens. A headline slid across the screen, clean and merciless. "Swiss infrastructure mogul, linked to Europe's largest private housing expansion." My name followed. Spelled correctly. Finally. I didn't smile. I never do when the past claws its way back. Outside, the evening light spilled across the driveway, touching the car I kept here on purpose. Old, dull, believable. Inside, my heart slowed into something precise, mechanical. I already knew what would happen next. People always recognize you when the world tells them to. They never apologize for the years they didn't. 10 years earlier, my wife had left on our son's 8th birthday. She didn't slam the door. She didn't cry. She folded clothes carefully, like she was packing for a vacation she deserved. "You're just a poor construction worker," she said, tying her shoes. I didn't sign up for this life. Our son stood behind me, holding a toy car I'd bought with overtime pay. He didn't understand the sentence, only the tone. Children always do. She didn't look at him when she walked out. What she never knew, what she never cared to ask, was that I wasn't poor. I was invisible. There's a difference. One can be cured. The betrayal didn't announce itself all at once. It never does. It arrived in fragments. Late nights explained too quickly. Smiles that didn't reach her eyes. A phone she never left face up. I noticed everything. Men like me always do. But I said nothing. I finished my shifts. I washed the dishes. I carried the silence like rebar inside my chest. When she left, she took the version of me she understood. The real one stayed. After the divorce, I built quietly. Not revenge. Never revenge at first. Blueprints at night. Contracts signed under other men's names. Partnerships that looked small until they weren't. I learned how money moves when it doesn't want to be seen. I learned patience. Years passed. My son grew. He learned to measure people by what they do, not what they say. That was my only inheritance to him. Occasionally, I heard rumors about her. A new husband. A better life. She liked to say I'd held her back. I let her believe it. I watched from a distance when my son married. His wife sounded like my ex on the phone, sharp edges wrapped in confidence. She didn't ask what I did now. She didn't need to. She had already decided. Meanwhile, I collected documents, property deeds, shell companies, DNA results I never needed but ordered anyway. Certainty is a discipline. I kept my name out of everything until the moment it would matter. Calm is not the absence of anger. It's anger trained to wait. The truth surfaced the way it always does, through arrogance. A former partner of my ex-wife contacted me, nervous, drunk, eager to trade stories for relevance. He told me about her first affair, how it had started years before she left, how she'd laughed about my hands, how she'd said she deserved more than dust and concrete. I thanked him. Then I checked the dates. Everything aligned. The night shifts. The unexplained absences. The birthday she chose to abandon. I invited her to coffee. Neutral ground. Public enough to keep her composed. She smiled when she saw me. Pity dressed as kindness. I slid a folder across the table. Not thick. Just enough. She opened it. Her face changed in stages. Confusion, recognition, fear. "You knew?" she whispered. "I verified," I said. "There's a difference." I didn't raise my voice. I didn't accuse. I told her what would happen next. How my name would surface. How the articles would spread. How people would connect dots they'd ignored for a decade. I told her I'd bought the apartment she lived in, through 3 intermediaries, years ago. I told her Thanksgiving invitations would stop coming. Not because I demanded it, but because shame is contagious. She cried then, loud, messy, too late. "You ruined me," she said. I shook my head. "No," I replied. "You just misjudged me." When I left, I paid for the coffee. Always settle accounts. That night, my phone rang 71 times. I answered none. I'm in Switzerland now. The villa faces the mountains, cold and indifferent. I like that. Nature doesn't pretend to care. My son visits. He doesn't ask for explanations. He never needed them. Sometimes I think about the man I was. The one who believed endurance was the same as loyalty. He was wrong. Power isn't loud. Revenge isn't chaotic. Truth doesn't need witnesses to be real. I didn't crush her with anger. I let her watch the world finally see me. And I walked away without looking back. Some people lose you the moment they decide you're nothing. They just don't realize it until it's irreversible.